Well, hello, crowd. I am Red Dirt Preacher, also known as Lainey. I'm the creator of NJAKE, which stands for Not Just a Kid in Power. And sometimes I'll come to you as a teacher to help you consciously raise your children. But hopefully, I'm here more for children. Children need a guru too. And so in the works, I have a YouTube channel that I'm developing right now that is really only for conscious children. They need a home as well, just like we conscious people needed a conscious church and a conscious preacher. We need new homes here. We're bringing down a new earth. Today's message is exactly what the title says. It's called the Waterline Check. This is something that came out of my own heart and mind, and I mother my children with the Spirit, so He is their Father. And so with a touch of telepathy, I'm always in obedience, being a better mom and being a more conscious mother. And one of the things that I have heard other people in my arena dote on is the waterline check. And that's something that I do with my children. And I thought, well, if there's a love and respect for that, for those around me that have seen me do it with my children, I need to take it here and give that power to you as well. So what I do with my kids, I got divorced when my kids were young. I think as young as 3, 5, and 7, 3, 4, and 6, something like that. They were very young. And with that came, and they're in middle school now. So I have 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. And as I've raised them, there have definitely been times where you don't know how to, like, kids get in the car and you're like, hey, how was your day? And they say, well, good. I had a good day. And sometimes we don't press any more than that. What is good? What is their defining lines of good? What does good mean? What are they hiding behind just saying good, if they are hiding something? So I really think as parents, as conscious, we get in there and we ask what good is. And my kids, I don't ask them for that, like, how was your day at school? And I get good or fine or some blatant response. I ask them about, did they laugh today? What was the funniest thing that happened to you today? What was the most surprising thing? So I make them dig and get in there. But back to this point at hand, the waterline check. My daughter is dyslexic and math is not her strong suit. She flips the numbers a lot. So when she was in 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, these were really hard years for her. And as she was getting through it, I would get grades back and be like, are you kidding? Why didn't you say something? Shy toe in the dirt where the child doesn't want to say, hey, I'm bad at this, I need help. It's almost like we've taught them not to make mistakes and don't make mistakes and show up and be awesome the first day you show up. And that's such a bad thing to teach kids. I'm watching it now with my son who's 11, who just started playing ball for the first time. He's had 3 practices and they went right into a game. And his first virgin time in the batter's box, he got beamed with the baseball. So this is his first season, first few games, first time that the cleats have hit the dirt. And already the coach has put him on the bench. You know what I mean? And not really augmenting that, and these are these kids' first time. And they're expected to show up and be awesome, or you don't get to play at all. Like, where's the grace and where's the space in that? So I think we're teaching our kids the wrong damn thing. You don't have to show up and be awesome. You could show up while learning to ride. Just get on your horse, right? So we should definitely give them more grace and space. But back to my daughter at hand. When she was going through school and I would be shocked by the grades, I then began to understand how she was feeling as a child that gets silently taught in the world, and it's my job to reverse that. So I told my daughter, look, I'm not going to be angry with you, but if you need help, you're the first line of defense. So here goes the good mana that you could turn around and preach to your own children. We have, like mine, I've told my kids that they are their first line of defense. Now, if somebody would have told me that when I was 7, bouncing on somebody's knee, talking about what you want to be, I'd have been a very, very powerful person at a very younger age. And it's wisdom we need to pass off to our kids, not generational curses and baggage. So to break these things, we got to work with these things. So I've told my daughter that I'm not going to get angry because you're just showing up and not automatically good at it. I've got room for you for grace and space. And that's unconditional love. But you got to tell me when you're in trouble or need help, because nobody can read your mind. Parents and teachers are standing right there, but no one's really got their eyes attained to you. That's why people drowned in a pool full of people. Okay? It's why the dirtiest of deeds can be done in broad daylight. That's why molestations can happen in front of families. That's why you can steal things in broad daylight. So even though we're all standing here, there's teachers and parents around you, no one's going to know that you're literally drowning in math. Okay, you're going to have to be your first line of defense. You're going to say, help me. It is our duty and blessed, it's not a job, it's a duty that we chose to do. I'm your mom. I had you on purpose, and I'm choosing to serve you. So as soon as you say help, I'll come running like a coyote every single time. So all you got to do is say help. It's my job as the adult to come in and pick you up out of that water so you can breathe. All right? And we'll further that with your teacher. We will lift you up. That is the adult job, not to suppress you down. And that's happening on a global scale. Well, we're dirt road that in a minute, but I told my daughter, it's our jobs to lift you up. If you can't stand up in a room, I'll put you on my shoulders and I will stand. I can take the water. Let's get you into fresh air. So you have to be your first line of defense. You've got to know when the water is at your ankles. Okay. And the water's the trouble. Okay. Where the math is getting you. If it's at your ankles or if it's at your knees or at your hips. So as I've raised my kids, we do what we call the waterline check. You know, even though they're young, they've had puppy love relationships, and a couple of them have had their heart broken, you know, for the summer and half the fall. So where's the waterline check? I need to check on my kids. I got to ask the right questions, you know, and I'd always ask them that. Where's the waterline at? Without your academics at school, where's the waterline? Don't lie to me. And my daughter would say, Mom, water's up to my knees. I need help, because she knows she's immobile if she's got to ask for help. So it's really helped me ascertain exactly where my kids are in life. And the waterline check is something I use. Not only it started out being used as academics, but we spread it all over the arena of our family life. So if they have little puppy dog broken hearts, I can ask where the water's at. If I feel like they haven't been getting enough love and affection from me, I am their first relationship, okay? So I got to bring my A game. If I feel like any of three of my children are without my A game, I ask them, am I giving enough to you? Am I spending enough time with you? Where's the water line? And they're like, Mom, it's good. You know, my cup runneth over. You know, it's good, you know. So though having the water line check is a great way to really get in there and see what my kids are dealing with, facing, and how they're handling the water on their own. And now that my kids are grown and into middle school, the self-accountability that having the water line did for them was just that, self-accountability. No one's going to scream help but you. You are your first ADT system. Listen when your alarms go off, okay? And then go get help, because that's what ADT does, and I'm here. When we have fires, we help you put them out. So it just really helps knowing where my kids are, and they know that I have their back. And even if they come at something and they're weak at it, or, you know, whatever it is, I'm here to help strengthen that. And so they feel like they could face anything as long as they let Mom know where they are. So, and they're also able to handle the water. Like I tell my daughter, where's the water? And she says, it's up to my knees, Mom. Is there anything you can do to bring that water down? Are you doing enough? Are you doing study guides? Are you practicing? No, no, and no. Well, account for yourself. Account for yourself. I bet you could get some of that water down on your own. Put some back into it. And she will. Within a week or two, she's done the work, the extra work that it took to bring that water line back down. So I'm teaching her between the ages of 5 and she's 13 now, how to temper and balance her life, and when to know when it's out of balance, and how to auto-correct that herself, not waiting on outside circumstances to do it for her. And the reason the water line also came up is because back in the day, when I was first married, my parents needed financial help, and I did not know it, because like I said, you can drown standing next to family and they don't even know that you're drowning because you didn't say anything. And it's almost like we've been taught not to tell people we know that we need help. That's stupid. How'd that work out for you? You know? So my parents needed financial help. And they waited until the 11th hour, and then they came to myself and my husband and asked us for the financial aid that they needed. Well, by the time that they brought it to us, it was a 3-month-old financial obligation that had to be met. So it was times 3. If they had asked us for an amount when they were first in trouble, it just would have been the monthly amount, which, you know, so was the mortgage payment. So they waited 3 months to say anything to us due to their pride and ego. And by the time they did bring it to us, the water was at their necks. There was nothing they could do. That was way over them affording it. So it was their mortgage times 3 plus some fees. So coming to us, we were now going to have to help, but in a bigger way. Had they just come to us in the front 30 days, it would have been a smaller way to help. It wouldn't have had to been the whole damn kitchen. So waiting in the last minute to ask for help doesn't help you, and it damn doesn't help the person that you're asking. Amen? So there's that. Ask when it first appears. Say that you need help to those around you. No one knows you're drowning unless you speak up for yourself. And teach your kids that they are their own ADT systems now. And how to autocorrect that. How to protect themselves from their own self-sabotage. All right, so I hope the manna was good, and I hope that you're raising empowered children, because that's what we're here to do. If you have a heart to empower children, if you too are on a spiritual journey, and you got a lighthouse in your chest, and you too have a voice for advocating for children's empowerment, then get with me and definitely message me. I'm building a powerhouse of voices that is doing just that. We are lifting up children, putting them on our shoulders, and no longer suppressing them. And children need a movement too. So it's part of the hashtag minor revolution that is taking place, authored by yours truly, Rudyard Preacher, and led. And I'm asking for you, an army of hearts. If this is right up the frequency, if it's right up the music alley of which the music you play, then please join me on the porch, get a hold of me, and we'll make music and harmony together for these children. Like it. Anyway, like I say, stay kind and stay out of your mind.